Hey, what's up guys? This is Nick, and today I'm going to be doing an overview, kind of a look over and a few tips and tricks for the new iPhone 5. It is my first iPhone, so I cannot compare it to old iPhones, but from what I've been hearing, it's not a major upgrade. So if you have a 4S, there's no real need to upgrade unless you need the newest product right when it comes out. Me personally, I came from an Android, so I have my differences from that to the new iPhone. Before I had an iPhone, I had an iPod Touch, so I'm familiar with the interface. So I'm very familiar with touchscreen. Obviously my Droid was touchscreen. One thing I liked about Droid was the notifications. On the iPhone, they have them on here as well. You could just swipe down from the top, see if I have any new notifications, which I don't. Just swipe back up, or otherwise I can just hit the home button. I like to keep my phone very organized. On the second page you can see I have a whole bunch of groups of games, miscellaneous stuff, whatever. Took me a little bit to get used to text messaging, but now that I'm used to it, it's fine with me. One thing I do wish that iPhone had was swipe. Is where you take your finger and you just swipe it across the keyboard and it'll spell what you want it to. Definitely compared to Droid, this is way better. And performance wise, my Droid was so slow. This I can just swipe through anything and get through to anything. Hardly any crashes at all. Siri comes back for the iPhone 5 new and improved. You can still do the old functions, like if you want some pizza you can ask where to get some pizza. So I can just hold down the home button and ask her, where can I find pizza?
Okay, one of these pizza restaurants looks fairly close to you.
So I could select one of those, go from there, figure out which pizza I want, and I can call the number. New features to Siri, I know, is that you can launch apps now from Siri. And another thing that you can do is you can hit this little I once you bring up Siri, and it'll be bringing a list of other options that Siri can do for you. But like I said, if you can launch apps now, so I can tell Siri to launch Facebook. So launch Facebook. And it brings me right down to my Facebook wall. Along with Siri, you can change the voices. There's a number of different accents depending on the language you set it to. If you want like a British Siri, all you have to do is go into your settings, go to General, go to Siri, and go to Language. And you can choose either English from Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, and default is United States. So if you want a British accent or an Australian accent, just click on one of those. Go to Siri again. Where can I find pizza?
Okay, one of these pizza restaurants looks fairly close to you.
As you can see, the voice has changed. I honestly do not like any of these voices, so I just leave it as the default. One thing that I kept hearing about iPhone was the autocorrect and the hilarity that ensued in some of the text messages people receive. You can now turn off autocorrect, which a lot of people are loving right now. If you need to do that, all you have to do is go to your settings, go to General, go to Keyboard, autocorrect, off. Simple as that. So now you don't have to worry about your text messaging being screwed up by autocorrect. I leave it on because I'm still figuring out the keyboard and I misspell a lot of words, so it comes in handy. It hasn't ruined any of my text messages yet, really. Speaking of text messaging, if you want to text someone and use a whole bunch of little smiley faces, little images, just funny characters for whatever reason you want to do it for. In order to get that, it's called emoji. All you have to do is go to your settings, go to General, go back to keyboard and go to your keyboards. And I already have emoji in here, but all you have to do is go to add new keyboard, scroll down until you find emoji, select it, and then it will be in your list of keyboards. And once you do that, you can go to your messages, hit this little globe next to your 1, 2, 3, and you'll have all these different images, little smiley faces, little icons you can add to your text messages. I haven't used it too much yet, but it's a little variety, a little character to text messages. If you're on the home page and you swipe towards the right, you'll end up on the search. The search helps you find an app, maybe you don't remember where you placed it, or a contact. All you have to do is start typing something and it will bring it up. I don't use the search as much because I know where everything's at on my phone, but if I were to forget something or I need to bring up something quickly, I could just search it right away. New to the camera is the touch to focus feature. So if you're taking an image and you want to focus on one particular spot, all you have to do is touch the screen and it will focus on that point you touched. Another thing that's new is the panorama. All you have to do is go to your options in the camera, hit panorama, and it will tell you to move your iPhone continuously. Once you hit the take photo image, it will tell you to move your iPhone and it will slowly take one for you. Now, saying how I came from a Droid to the iPhone, one thing the Droid did have that Apple iPhone doesn't have, in a sense, is the LED flash alert. This is the little light that blinks at you when you have a notification. That's for Droid, but Apple doesn't necessarily have it, but you can set it up to make it like one. Basically what it would do is make your flashlight on your camera blink when you have a notification, but I guess that's as effective as if you only have your phone face down. If you have the camera face down, then there's really no point because you'll never notice it. If you want the LED flash for when you have a notification, all you have to do is go to your settings, go to general, go to accessibility, scroll down until LED flash for alerts. All you have to do is turn that on. And so every time you get a notification, your flash on your camera will blink. I tried using it and I didn't really pay that much attention to it, or either it wasn't facing the right way to where I would even notice it, so I don't find the purpose of it. I mean, if the iPhone had a little light in the corner like the Droid did, then it'd be better, but oh well. If you use the iPhone a lot like I do, you'll have opened a lot of apps, and keeping a whole bunch of apps open will slow your phone down a little bit. So let's say your phone's running a little slow and you want to speed it up. All you have to do is close out the apps. And the easy way of doing this is pressing the home button twice. And it'll bring up a list of recently opened apps. All you have to do is hold them until the little minus sign comes up next to them and they start shaking. Just hit the little minus sign and it'll close those apps for you. The less apps you have open, the faster your still is, so I guess that's what we have to do. As you notice, I have a battery percentage next to my little battery icon. Normally that's not on there if you want it on, which comes in handy for me so I know exactly where my battery is at. All you have to do is go to settings, go to general, go to usage, and there's battery percentage. I have it on, obviously. Like I said, it comes in handy for when I need to know exactly where my battery life is at, because that little tiny battery bar doesn't really tell you much. Let's say you're laying down in bed reading a book, and you try laying down one way and the phone keeps rotating on you. This is the auto rotate feature. If you want to turn this off, there's a simple fix to that. All you have to do is double hit the home button again, like you're going to clear out your apps, but all you have to do is swipe your finger. You'll have your music library, but that icon on the far left is your auto rotate. Just click that and it locks your position in portrait or landscape, depending on how you're laying and how you want it to look. A few new things that I kind of liked to the phone is assistive touch. Basically what it is buttons on your home screen. So if you're too lazy to use the actual lock button or the volume buttons, to bring that up, all you have to do is go to your settings, go to general, go to accessibility, scroll down, and turn on assistive touch. And then as you can see, this little icon shows up on the side of your screen, and it stays there no matter what you do. You can move it wherever you want. All it is a button on your screen. You hit hit the home button, go to Siri, go to your device. You can go to your device, lock the screen, turn up the volume, turn down the volume, rotate the screen, or you can lock it. Nice little thing if you're too lazy to use the actual buttons on the phone. I don't use it too much, so I don't need it. One new thing to the iPhone that a lot of people like, me included, is that you can use your songs as actual alarm songs. To do this, all you have to do is go to your alarm, or your clock, excuse me, set an alarm, go to sound, and under songs you can pick a song, and it brings up your music library and you can pick whatever song you want. Instead of having to buy ringtones or anything like that, you can just use the music you have on your phone for an alarm. Back to the camera, if you're on your lock screen, you can bring up the camera straight from there. All you have to do is that little icon for camera next to slide to unlock. Just slide that up and it opens up your camera from the lock screen. Now I'm just going to give you a number of apps that I really like since I've had the iPhone. Obviously you can see I have Facebook. I'm definitely a huge Facebook user, so the Facebook app is really nice. Just scroll through my wall, find people on there, update my status. Another thing about Facebook, it's integrated into the phone now. If you want to send a picture to Facebook, all you have to do is go to the photos, select one, and you can send it straight to Facebook from there. You can also post from right on your notification bar. Scroll down that, and it says tap to post on Facebook. Just tap there, and you can write a status, whatever you want, right from your phone. Google Chrome is a good one. It's another browser app. I mean, I really have Safari, but I don't know, I like Chrome better, and that's what I use on my computer, so that's what I have on my phone. Now, I just recently realized that Google Maps is back, and we all know how Apple Maps is. It's horrible. I mean, it's not so bad in the area, but you keep hearing this and that it's so bad, so I figured I could download Google Maps again and rely on that instead of having to risk something when I go out of town to an unfamiliar place. YouTube is another good one. I like YouTube. Can't live without YouTube. So if I'm bored at home or away and got nothing to do, I could just watch some videos on the YouTube app. Or if I need to see what's going on with my own videos, just go to my channel, see if there's any comments, see what my videos are up to and views. Really nice little app. Gmail, I mean, I still got normal mail, but I got multiple accounts. I use the mail that comes default with the phone for my main account, and Gmail more for my business type emails. Score Center is an ESPN app that shows all the scores and all the sports. I use it mainly for football. I mean, obviously, college football is ending and we're getting into playoffs for NFL, but they just recently updated that to fit the full screen of the iPhone 5, redesigned it, and improved it all around, it seems like. I like it a lot more than I did before. There's a little flashlight app that I got. All it is it turns on your LED light for your camera if you're in a dark place and you need a light. All you do is hit the power button and it turns your light on and off. You can diminish how light or dark it is, how often you want it to click. I have it set to 0, but if you want it to click however many times, it'll click ever so often. It also has a little compass on there too, which that's nice. Nice little handy app. Weather channel comes in handy a lot too. I always check the weather, see what it's like. It looks like it's 28 degrees out right now. Let's see the 36, high of 32 today. Is there any snow in the forecast? No, but there is some rain, so we'll see. It always changes, but I use that a lot. I always gotta know what the weather's like. Cash Trails is a nice little app that keeps track of your money, and I need to keep track of my money because otherwise I don't know where it goes and it drives me nuts. So you can go in here, if you spend so much, you can write in how much money you spent, write a note of what it was for, when it was for, which account it came for, or whether it came out of your wallet. You can save it, and once that's done, you can see your entire report for the month or for the year. I have it set to month, but you can change it to just the day, the week, month, last year, whatever. But like I said, I have it just for the month. You can go into that report and you can individually see when and where you spent that money on what and how much money. So it's a nice little app that can keep track of your money. Really handy. Another little app that I use is called Hours Tracker. If you have a job that doesn't really have a real time clock or a timesheet, and you gotta kind of keep track of your own hours, or let's say you work on your own and you need to keep track of how often you're working. This is a nice little app that you can just clock in, clock out whenever, and then it keeps track of how much you've been working and how much you should be making. So like you can bring in a job, just click on it, view details. I'm already clocked in down here at channel 18. So I could clock out whenever I leave, and then I can review my report for when I clocked in the past month, how much I'm making, how often I was down here. So basically, if you need an hours tracker for work or a side project that needs to be kept track of how long you worked on it for, it's a really nice little app. A couple notable other apps is My Data Manager. Like if you're like me and you don't have an unlimited data package, I have a 2 gig data package. You got to keep track of your data, especially with the iPhones. They definitely like to suck some juice. But me, I don't use it like over the extent. But it's nice to know whether I'm getting close or not. So this allows you to keep track of how much data you're using. I mean, after the first month of having your phone, you can set it up to reset on your bill reset date, which mine is the 16th. From then, it will tell you how much you're using, how much you're forecasted to use, and what you have left. Right now I've only used 675 megabytes out of 2 gigabytes. So it leaves me with 1.17 gigabytes left for 12 days remaining, which I'm in clear. Excuse me, I have 1.34 gigabytes left and I'm only forecasted to use 1.17 gigs, which that's not bad at all, so I don't really need to worry. But it's still nice if you're pushing more than you usually do, you can keep track if you're going to go over and kind of limit what you're using on your phone. So that way you don't have to pay the extra bill when you go over on your usage. Another handy app is, especially when you lose your phone, is the Find Your iPhone app. Basically you could use this, if you lose your iPhone, you can sign up the account, use the app on another phone or on your computer, and it'll tell you exactly where your iPhone's at. A few games that I play on the iPhone, obviously Angry Birds. I mean, who doesn't play Angry Birds? I mean, it's so fun, so addictive. One thing the Droid has that the iPhone doesn't is free Angry Birds, which, I mean, I guess that's kind of how it is, to kind of get you to lean towards one or the other. But still, nonetheless, I still got Angry Birds, and it's really fun. Another fun app that I play is called Temple Run. It's an addictive runner game. Basically, you try to run as far as you can without slipping or falling or running into walls. The further you go, the more coins you get, the higher the score. Basically, all you have to do is tilt your phone or swipe it to do certain actions like jump or go around a corner, which I failed there miserably. Basically, you gotta swipe up to jump, swipe down to slide, swipe left or right to turn, and tilt your phone which way you need to lean up against to get more coins. Addictive little game. Another game that I play that's very popular is Words with Friends. A lot of people have this game. Haven't had a whole lot of games going on lately, but it's still a fun game. And let's see if I have any games going on or I need to move. And I don't think so. Everyone's waiting. I'm waiting for everyone to turn me in a turn. Another game that's kind of addicted to me lately are flick type games. This one's golf. All you do is gotta flick your finger. And that's all you have to do to play games, just flick your finger. Simple little game, but it's addictive. And similar to it, if I can find it, is the NFL Kicker. Same brand, but all you have to do is flick your finger, kick field goals. But like I said, it's an addictive, fun little game. Yeah, there's that one. And another one that I've seen around but I haven't actually played until recently is called Cut the Rope. It's that little green guy that you try to feed the little treat. I mean, I've seen it around but I've never played it, but it's actually kind of fun. Basically, all you have to do is swipe your finger to unleash the candy from the rope, but you also have several different things to affect how it goes. Like you have these little blowers to get the stars. And all I have to do is swipe it, and I missed. Cute, isn't he? I mean, one last thing that I just realized is if you have your music library, and let's say you put on something on there that you didn't know you realized, or you realized that you never listened to, all you have to do is go to the song, swipe your finger, and you can delete it right from your phone, instead of having to plug it in and delete them from there. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm really liking the iPhone compared to the Droid. I think I'll stick around for iPhone for a little while, but nonetheless, I gotta have a smartphone. I cannot go back to a dumb phone. But yeah, as long as you have the money to pay for it, I would definitely recommend iPhone, smartphone in general, but I definitely recommend iPhone over Droid. But thanks, guys.